Hello students, today I am going to start a new chapter of your class 11 accountancy. The chapter is rules of debit and credit. Okay, in this chapter we learn the concept of debit and credit, meaning of accounts, classification of accounts and rules of debit and credit, personal account, real account, nominal account, rules of debit and credit. Already complete that word, rules of debit and credit. Okay, then a modern of American approach of accounting and rules under modern of American approach of accounting. Okay, so in today's class we have to discuss about the concept of debit and credit. Basically, in earlier chapter of accounting equation, we already complete that accounting equation. In this chapter, we have discussed that every accounting transaction involves asset and liabilities and capital. It means asset is equal to liabilities plus capital. Okay, in this chapter we already learned this thing, that asset is equal to liabilities plus capital. This is the change in the value of asset, liabilities and capital as a result of business transaction of financial nature. We use the term debit and credit in order to show the changes in the value of these basic accounting terms, asset, liabilities and capital. So debit and credit basically used for what? Basically used for show the changes in the value of this basic accounting terms, that is asset, liabilities and capital. So that's why that debit and credit use in accounting. इसलिए जब भी तुम लोग शुरू करोगे अकाउंटिंग इक्वेशन को पहले शुरू करना, इसके बाद डेबिट एंड क्रेडिट का रूल्स में जाना. मैक्सिमम स्टूडेंट्स जर्नल पहले कर लेते हैं, इसके बाद अकाउंटिंग इक्वेशन को लेते हैं, मगर ये फुल्ली गलत अप्रोच है शुरू करने का, क्योंकि तुम लोग क्लास 11 में बेसिक चीज़ पहले जानना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो अपर लेवल में जाके, कॉलेज में जाके, यूनिवर्सिटी में जाके तुम लोग का कुछ फ़ायदा नहीं होगा, इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट होगा. सो in real sense these two terms are used to show, these two terms means debit and credit, used to show the profitability and the financial status of the business. As asset are always equal to the liabilities and capital, we already see asset is always equals to liabilities plus capital. The total debit and credit of the business is also same. So we have to write debit is equal to credit, like asset is equal to liabilities plus capital. Okay, it is an accepted universal accounting truth that every debit has to be corresponding credit. This is an accounting truth which will be एक्सेप्टेड बाय यूनिवर्सल ऑफ अकाउंटिंग. तुम अमेरिका में भी जाओ, तुम स्विट्जरलैंड में भी जाओ, वहाँ पे भी डेबिट एंड क्रेडिट का रूल्स यही है, इज इक्वल टू होता है. ओके, सो एवरी अकाउंटिंग ट्रांजेक्शन हैज टू साइड्स, वी नो, डेबिट एंड क्रेडिट. these are the two signs used in accounting to present financial effect of that business transaction. All the business transaction must have debit and its corresponding credit in the same amount. The term debit and credit is used in every work of accounting. We use this term in journal in every work of in every work of accounting, then in journal entries, then in ledger entries, in trial balance, in trading and profit and loss account, etc. Okay, so the debit and credit terms are the main source to know the financial position of the business. We have been using these terms as conventional and age-old traditions. We simply know that left-hand side debit, it is left-hand side debit, and credit, that is right-hand side, is always equal. Keeping in the debit at the left hand side and credit at the right hand side may be the convention, but not the exact meaning of two words. Basically, from where the debit word come? The word debit is derived from the Italian word debito. Okay. Now, from where the word credit comes? The word credit comes from the Italian word credito. Okay, so debit and credit comes from Italian word debito and credito. If you see the characteristics of debit and credit, you see debit and credits are two sides of an account. Left side is known as debit side, right hand side is known as credit side. Debit and credit based on the double entry system, it means every transaction has to be two sides, debit and credit. Entries recorded in the left hand side known as debit items, and right hand side is known as credit items. Both debit and credit sides are equal to the each transaction. These are the characteristics. You write it from your NCERT books. Now the meaning of accounts. Okay. Basically in accounts there are two sides. Debit, that is debit side, and credit, that is credit side. Okay, this is the pro forma of accounts. Pro forma of accounts. In this pro forma, we see like this. अभी तुम लोगों के मन में घूम रहा है कि ये क्या है सर. ये पहले एक प्रोफॉर्मा है. ये प्रोफॉर्मा में क्या क्या लिखेंगे हम लोग? डेट, पार्टिकुलर्स, अमाउंट, डेट, particulars, amount. Okay, so date, particulars, amount is the pro forma of accounts. In conventional approach of debit and credit, in conventional approach of debit and credit, we have to write debit is equal to increases in asset and expenses, that is losses, and decreases in liability. Okay. In credit items, we learn decreases in assets and expenses, that is losses, and increases in liability. Okay, it will be the conventional approach of debit and credit. The formula: increase in the asset and that is expenses, losses, and decrease in the liabilities. On the other hand, credit decreasing in asset and expenses and increase in liabilities. Okay. Now the question is classification of accounts and rules of debit and credit under traditional English rules of debit and credit. Okay. So classification of accounts, ये क्लास अच्छी तरह से सुनना. ओके, ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट क्लास है. ये चैप्टर का हर एक क्लास बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. रूल्स ऑफ डेबिट एंड क्रेडिट और ट्रेडिशनल, that is English rules of debit and credit. Okay. So in this conventional approach of accounting, classified as personal, real, and nominal. So in this conventional approach of accounting, accounts are classified as personal account, real account, and nominal account. Okay, personal account, real account, and nominal account, and different rules of debit and credit of these accounts are developed. The classification of accounts and rules of debit and credit are discussed in this chapter. Remember that thing, a classification of accounts. If I write classification of accounts, it will be two part. Broadly it will be two part. Personal account and impersonal account. Okay, personal account and impersonal account. Under personal account, there will be natural person. Personal account, there will be artificial personal account, there will be representative personal account, Okay, and in impersonal account there will be two major part. One is real account, another is nominal account. Okay, in real account there is a two part. One is tangible real account and another is intangible real account. Okay, in nominal account there will be two part. One is expenses and losses and number two is income and gains. Okay, so I repeat my topic. First of all is classification of accounts. Remember, we are in classification accounts and rules of debit and credit on traditional, that is English rules of debit and credit method. In this method there is a three part, personal, real and nominal. Under classification accounts, here personal accounts are three part: natural personal account, artificial personal account and representative personal account. And impersonal account there are two parts: real account and nominal account. Under real account there is two part: tangible real account and intangible real account. And nominal account there is two part: expenses and losses, income and gains. Okay, so in today's class we have to discuss about personal account. Okay, in personal account basically accounts recording transactions relating to individuals, that is persons or group of persons or firms or companies, are known as personal accounts. I repeat, accounts recording transactions relating to individuals or firms or companies are known as personal accounts. It records a traders dealing with person or firm. A separate account is opened for each such person or firm to record the transactions related to the firm. If there is debit balance in personal account, it indicates that person has received more benefit than he has imparted to the trader. If there is a credit balance in personal account, it indicates reverse position, that is vice versa, that is the position has imparted more benefit he has received from the trader. I repeat my class, my previous slide. I repeat it here, that personal account has three major division. One is natural person, artificial person and representative personal account. Okay, natural personal account, for example, natural person means मोहन, रमेश, नरेश, ये अकाउंट अगर होगा किसी के नाम पे होगा, जिसको हम लोग देख सकते हैं, जिसके साथ हम लोग बात कर सकते हैं, सो वो अकाउंट है नेचुरल पर्सनल अकाउंट. आर्टिफिशियल पर्सनल अकाउंट मीन्स फॉर एग्जांपल SBI, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, SRCC कॉलेज जो तुम लोग जानते हो, वन ऑफ द टॉप कॉलेज इन फॉर कॉमर्स, दैट हंसर्स कॉलेज, रिलायंस लिमिटेड, ऑल्सो द एग्जाम्पल आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन, क्योंकि उन लोगों के साथ हम लोग बात नहीं कर सकते, सिर्फ फील कर सकते, देख भी सकते मगर फील कर सकते सिर्फ. सी फील कर सकते जी कि उन लोग के एग्जिस्टेंस है, पर कभी भी हम लोग ने देखा नहीं, बिकॉज इट इज एन आर्टिफिशियल पर्सन. नेक्स्ट वन इज रिप्रेजेंटेटिव पर्सनल अकाउंट. In this representative personal account, wages outstanding, salary outstanding, accrued income are the example of representative personal account. वेजेस आउटस्टैंडिंग, सैलरी आउटस्टैंडिंग का मतलब है वेजेस तुमने पे नहीं किया, सैलरी तुमने पे नहीं किया. एक्रूड इनकम मतलब ये सब कुछ तुमने पे नहीं किया फॉर एग्जांपल. मगर ये जो तुमने पे नहीं किया, किसी के नाम से तो पे नहीं किया, तो ये हमेशा याद रखना रिप्रेजेंटेटिव पर्सनल अकाउंट इसके ऊपर डिपेंड करके रहता है, रिप्रेजेंटेटिव पर्सनल अकाउंट. ओके, सो representative personal account also be very important for that point of view. So आज का जो क्लास है मैं पर्सनल अकाउंट को लेके बात किया. नेक्स्ट क्लास में हम लोग रियल अकाउंट को लेके और नॉमिनल अकाउंट को लेके और उस रूल्स को लेके बात करेंगे. ओके, सो आज का क्लास इधर पे ही ख़त्म होता है. सिर्फ ये देख लो अच्छी तरह से पर्सनल अकाउंट का तीनों पार्ट का मैंने कैसे तुम लोगों के साथ रिप्रेजेंट किया, और उसको अच्छी तरह से तुम लोग देख लेना. ओके, तो आज के लिए इतना ही. बाय.